There are two directors of all that we've worked with, Mr. Bhansali, of course, and Sandeep Reddy Vanga, are people who treat women on their sets and in their characters in a very, very just form. Okay, I think there are very few directors who listen to women as much as these two do. On a Sandeep Reddy Vanga set, I have felt very respected. I have been his friend and colleague. I can tell you for one. So I don't understand things that are thrown at him, these words that are, he's just labeled as this person that he's not. I think the women characters that he makes are strong enough. Just because he makes strong male characters, तो women weak क्यों हो गए यार? इतने weak है क्या women की? एक alpha male आ गया तो हम कमजोर पड़ गए. That's not how it works. He just makes strong male characters, and I think his women hold on their own. Gitanjali, for example, in Animal, was a perfectly strong character.
Hi Siddharth, hi Monika, hi Garima.
Hi.
Welcome to News 18.
Thank you so much.
How have you been?
Nervous, excited, all at once.
Yeah, we are just a few days away from release.
Absolutely. It's
Yes.
full butterflies right now.
Okay, tell me first things first. I've watched the trailer. I really like the world that you have created, you know.
you so much.
And I mean, kudos to you for the role that you have taken up. I'm sure it was a challenge.
Yeah.
So, was this the first script that you wanted to direct, or were there other, scripts that you were toying around with, and then you decided to build this one? What was the thing
So
like?
without a doubt, this was the first script that we wanted to direct.
Okay.
We were very sure about that. From the point that we came up with this idea, and we, way back in 2010, we still have a mail that we both exchange, Siddharth and me, that, okay, so this idea we are going to develop, at some point, we'll do some research on it. तो हम दोनों को पता था, we knew that somewhere along the line we are going to take this up as our first debut directorial whenever it happens. So yes.
15 years almost.
Yeah,
Yes, almost.
Oh my God. But it must take a lot of passion, to stay stuck to a project, to a subject that you thought of way back in, 15 years. And it's so good to see that, you're finally bringing it to the screen.
Absolutely.
Right.
It is.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah, like we are equally excited. Of course, passion is not just momentary. We feel you can't just go for 2 months and go to a gym and keep at it with passion. If you quit, you lose the muscle that you make.
Yeah.
So you have to be at it. It's a constant process.
Yeah.
Passion is a thing that you have to get up with, wake up with, sleep with.
Absolutely.
That's how it is.
And how long did it take to actually write the script then?
So the process of writing the script has taken us about 4 to 5 years at least, because it involved a lot of research. Surrogacy was an ever-changing industry in the country. So we kept going back to Anand for our research. We met the real surrogates and the real couples, So a lot of research went into this, and then the ideas evolved. This script is also a child of feedback, because a lot of producers changed hands on this, because at various points in time, various people kept coming on board for this. So, people had, this is an idea that makes you think. So various people had various beautiful things to add to it. Me and Sid are very like that, कि अगर कहीं से एक अच्छा idea आ रहा है, we end up taking it. Okay, fine, let's see where this goes.
Right.
So for us, it was evolving, and we let it evolve. So.
Yeah, it's like script writing is a chemical formula process, because there are certain constants and there are certain changes that you constantly make.
Right.
So whatever you variables and constants का एक combination होता है एक script.
बिल्कुल.
So yeah, that's why we took about 4 years to write it.
Yeah. So Monika, you auditioned for it, right? That's how you got the part. तो आपको जब पता चला that this is the script, this is the role that I'm supposed to play, was there this initial nervousness कि एक film को अपने दम पे shoulder करना, and that too such a difficult role? Was there any kind of nervousness initially?
So जब audition वाला part clear हो गया था, जब ये sure हो गया था that I'm doing the film. So with me, I usually my scene is I always get excited. So this nervous वाला part, I'm not much inclined towards that. But this thing, ये जो excitement वाला scene है ना कि because this is every actor's dream, and that's why we are in Bombay,
Right.
आप उस स्क्रिप्ट की तलाश में होते हो कि आपको कहीं से कुछ मिल जाए. एंड इवन इन ऑडिशन, मुझे जो 2 पेजेस का ऑडिशन आया था, आई वॉज एक्साइटेड, क्योंकि आपको एक पेज पढ़ के समझ आ जाता है कि व्हाट इज द डेप्थ ऑफ द राइटिंग. उसके लिए आपको पूरा स्क्रिप्ट पढ़ने की ज़रूरत भी नहीं होती. सो आफ्टर गोइंग थ्रू दैट 2 pages only I was like I want this role yaar. तो जब मुझको when it got cleared and everything and then you start preparing for something, so of course there is this pressure of क्योंकि आप पहली बार first time आप बिल्कुल single handedly एक story को आगे चला रहे हो, तो उसका थोड़ा सा होता है. लेकिन once you are there, once you are in the script, so जितने भी बॉम्बे में एक्टर्स आए हैं सबको ये है कि हमको ज़्यादा स्क्रीन प्रेजेंस चाहिए, हमको सिर्फ 2 मिनट के. तो वहाँ पे ये क्वेश्चन आप नहीं करते हो. यू ऑलवेज फील वेरी ग्रेटफुल कि यू हैव गॉट समथिंग, कि आप पूरा स्क्रीन टाइम आपका है. क्योंकि समटाइम्स यू ऑल्सो फियरिंग कि एडिट में कहीं मेरा कट ना जाए. यहाँ पे यू आर लाइक कटे तो कटे, बिकॉज यू आर द आप हो स्क्रिप्ट में, तो आपको अपना कैरेक्टर ग्राफ कैसा होगा क्या होगा नहीं है, बिकॉज यू आर लीडिंग द स्टोरी एंड यू नो दैट डायरेक्टर विल फॉलो दैट थिंग. So, of course, it was challenging. It was demanding also.
I'm sure.
एक एक्टर के लिए कि आप और क्या क्या कर सकते हो. But as I'm saying in the other interviews also, for me, I think the whole this shooting the songs, it's very colorful. It's all it's musical. So shooting the song is like I think the hardest part.
Okay.
To do.
But also, roles like this don't come your way very often.
That is the thing. That is the thing. मतलब to audition for such a role is also like you have to feel grateful. It's like कि it's like a किस्मत कि आपको ऐसा audition भी आ जाए. Select होना is like another game, but audition भी आना कि आप उस 5 मिनट के लिए आप वहाँ जा रहे हो एक रूम में, कुछ ऐसे dialogues भी बोल रहे हो. So that is also a big thing. So clear ही हो जाना तो it's like कि यार अब तो करना ही पड़ेगा.
Okay, sorry, you were saying something.
Yeah, I was saying कि the thing that she's saying is कि songs करना ज़्यादा difficult है. I'll tell you why, because songs have lost screenplay in today's time.
Yeah.
But in a film, for when we are making, since we are lyricists, so for us songs are a screenplay. So it's a part of the screenplay that it takes you forward. But these days it doesn't happen that way. In films you see there are independent songs. You go abroad, shoot one in a chiffon sari and just move on. Disconnected from the role. Whether
absolutely.
So we feel that's why she's saying subconsciously it would have occurred to her that I have to take the story forward also. I have to look good also. I have to cry also, and then
and
all
the
that.
lip sync and all.
And lip sync also.
We already have 4 songs of the film that have come out, and one can see that every song is a lot of emoting. So I'm sure it was something that she took up as a challenge and then delivered on those grounds. That is how this film has been. Actually, it evolved every single day on set also as we went along. Well, हमने तो एक सीन के लिए ऑडिशन किया था, but every day was a new chapter.
What you just said, that songs today are no longer a part of the screenplay. They're not embedded in it.
Right.
I think this also reminds me, and the one person I think who has continued to make songs a part of the screenplay is I think Mr. Bhansali.
Right.
And you've worked with him, both of you so closely.
Yeah.
So, talking of Mr. Bhansali, has he given any feedback on the film? Has he watched it?
Yes. I mean, if I can put this out there, it's very surprising because Sanjay sir doesn't usually watch anything. But he's
very selective.
He's very selective, but he had taken a promise from us that, okay, so you guys will send me whatever comes out. So first we sent him the trailer. And after the trailer, he called us and he said that, okay, so who's cut this trailer? So we said, sir, our editor Satya has cut the trailer, and we all sat on it and we go, acha, okay. A couple of questions, and he was like, I think it's mind blowing. I was like, wow.
He can be really intimidating, right?
He can tell us that it's shit. Like I'm sorry, on camera I should be saying,
No,
he
that's
says
okay.
it doesn't work for me. But the first song came out, Bachche Ki Maa, and he called about that. Like he sent a message saying, it's nice, I like it, congratulations. Then the second one came out, which was Mona Lagi. No, second one was Holi song. Yeah. For the Holi song, he was very excited. So Sir and me, for one day we had gone out of town and we were not in the network area. I saw missed calls from him, and the next day he called up and he said कि I was trying to call you because this is a one shot song. I had to मुझे तुम्हें दाद देनी थी यार कि तुमने कैसे किया ये.
Attempt तो किया.
So we were like, sir is saying that, मतलब for the way we shot the song also. So that was a big deal. His compliments really matter because they are few and far about.
Absolutely.
It must be so encouraging also.
Very encouraging. Yes. He's been
So I was watching one of your interviews, the both of you, and you said that getting somebody to play the lead was quite difficult because you, I think, had reached out to a lot of actors, and all of them said that we are not sure whether we want to play a pregnant woman because we are still very young. I mean, it's honestly quite baffling, because even at this day and age when, you know, actors are looking to push the envelope, play different kinds of parts, this is something that they are feeling apprehensive with. Was that also the thought in your mind?
You see, you know, what happens is lots of actors don't do it on merit. They do it on the merit of the project, like who's the producer, and okay, so will I get these many amenities? Like, will there be a vanity because you're shooting on a real location? So for them, those things matter more than the role and the challenges of playing a pregnant woman or a surrogate mother, for that matter. You know, so and of course we had to do that because there were pressures on us. We had multiple producers changing hands on this film.
Right.
So we, you know, they say ki, "Arey yaar, do this na, take her. It will be easier for me to sell on OTT." So, but you know, our approach is a little different from that.
Right.
We don't see if an actor fits the role, we don't see what social media following they have.
Right.
Is he or she an influencer? Will she get this many, or he will get this many fans on board? They will share our trailer. We don't think about all that.
You know, I'll tell you, the kind of by God's grace, the kind of attention that the Dukaan trailer has been garnering on its own is quite encouraging for us, because many people told us it's a very bold thing to do, you know, because we don't really have a big studio on board. We don't, I mean, you know, so to say, जो ABC list बनी होती है हमारी industry में, we are not following a particular list. We are going with the honesty of performances, you know, in the film. So with that, this kind of response tells us that the Janta is ready for something fresh coming out, and, you know, stellar performers in the center. So, you know, taking the center stage. So we feel yes, it's been difficult, but it's not impossible. So people should keep at it. They should push for this.
Also, I want to put it on record that, you know, there was a particular A-lister who was ready to do the role.
Okay.
But we chose Monika over it because we thought she was a better performer.
Oh.
I don't want to take the name, but
No, of course,
that's how it is. So
No, take the name.
no,
Off camera, we'll talk about it.
off camera, off mic also.
Okay. No, but Monika, you know, what you just said actually is very correct, because I think I have also heard a lot of actors these days talking about how casting directors say that, you know, you need to have a certain kind of a social media following for us to cast you.
Right.
Yeah.
Have you heard these things so far in your career?
Actually, no. Because the kind of projects I'm doing, they'll never ask for that. The kind of story they are pitching me, they'll never ask for that. Because first of all, I think it's totally depend on कि आपको कौन सा रूट लेना है. जहाँ पे there are project जहाँ पे, you know, आपके ये numbers बहुत matter करते हैं. अब आप एक ऐसी स्टोरी में जहाँ पे आपको इंटेंस कैरेक्टर प्ले करना है, देयर इज सम ग्राउंड टू इट एंड वेयर यू हैव टू गिव योर ब्लड एंड स्वेट, हु विल सी योर नंबर्स? सो दैट इज डिफरेंट प्रोजेक्ट्स जहाँ पे दे आर आस्किंग फॉर योर नंबर्स.
Few years ago also आपको ये चल
हाँ, because you know, शुरू में a lot of people say that you need to increase your numbers for us to even call you for auditions, in fact.
I think that's a constant. I don't know.
Yeah, but the thing is, see, I come from a very prestigious institute.
Right, of course.
So, so that, you know, the perspective of people changes a lot. That I'm from there. Whenever the student pass out from there, they'll not take you as halke mein ki chalo yaar kuch bhi kar lo. Like, I'm not inclined towards doing ads and all. For ads and all, they can sometime ask, because वहाँ पे आपको अपना
following matter कर जाता
following का भी matter करता होगा. Like for the video songs, for that matter. वहाँ पे सबसे ज़्यादा है. वहाँ पे सबसे ज़्यादा है. They'll be like, what? लेकिन हमारे कैसे बिकेगा, क्या बिकेगा? ना तो आपको वहाँ पे acting दिखानी है. ना, you need to look beautiful also there. So वहाँ पे acting का तो कुछ है ही नहीं, जो मैं सीख के आई हूँ. तो फिर आपके पास नंबर्स फिर वो होने चाहिए. लेकिन द काइंड ऑफ प्रोजेक्ट्स आई एम गेटिंग एसोसिएटेड विद, आई मीन अभी आप जमतारा में हु विल से कि हाँ आपके नंबर्स हैं कि नहीं है,
That is true.
you know, who will say this thing. So it depends on what kind of project you are doing also.
Right.
If the character is needed, I'm like I'm more towards, you know, being like a character actor I am. So अगर वो चाहिए, so they'll not ask for that.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
Absolutely no. So a very funny anecdote actually. We went for a particular music label launch and we were introduced to 3 people. ये 3 million, ये 2.5 million और ये 3.5 million.
Exactly.
उनके नाम नहीं बताए. तो मैं सिर्फ we don't know.
Mr. 4 million, can you ask Mr. 3 million to get us a glass of water?
So sad.
It's hilarious. Yes.
Okay. All right. So I saw a few comments your trailer pe. She understood what I'm going to ask. No, so a lot of people are of course comparing it to Mimi, but now that you told me this idea was there in your head since 2010.
Right.
so that rules out everything. But my question is, you were living with that idea for a long time, and then a film like Mimi comes. Did that somewhere deter your spirit ki are ye to aa gaya?
So I'll tell you, when we watched the film, me and Sid were very relieved. We were like, oh wow, it's an open playing field. Nothing regarding surrogacy has been used or covered in this film. So from the trailer onwards only we knew that this is a different kind of project. It's first of all a remake. We had seen the original Marathi film. So we knew that it's a different story, and Marathi and Gujarati already had done films on surrogacy. So we were aware of that. We knew what we had was something very different. We were talking about a world of surrogacy. Commercial surrogacy, as they say in Anand, Gujarat, you know. So that was always one idea we were sure of, कि ये तो नहीं हुआ है. You know, and then after watching Mimi, we were pretty relieved. But of course, the halla about, because they also marketed the thing on calling it surrogacy, while it was not surrogacy, like, you know, because it was surrogacy, so to say, but it was not shown correctly. Only married girls with one child were allowed to do surrogacy in this country till it was legal. Mimi, of course,
unmarried woman could opt for surrogacy.
So, you know, so factually correct nahi thi, वगैरह वगैरह. Plus, we feel a large section of the audience could not watch it because it didn't come out in the theatres. So, you know, for us, I think it's an open playing field even now. We announced the idea much earlier, but of course, sometimes a producer ends up setting up a project quicker than making a film. So making this film took us a while the project got set up earlier. I would differentiate it like that.
But I think I just want to add इसमें कि I think I want the comparison to happen, you know. I want it because when the film will be out, and Mimi was a big film, and Lakshman sir is great. He's a great director, and Kriti was great in that film, and I love the film. But the thing is, I want the comparison to happen because, you know, जब वो लोग 5th April को film देखेंगे, तो they'll see कि yes यार, it's totally different. एंड ये हम लोग नहीं बोल रहे हैं, प्रिटी श्योर ऑडियंस बोल रही है. तो आई एम तो हैप्पी कि ये हो रहा है, क्योंकि आपके यहाँ पे होता है, जब भी किसी भी टॉपिक में कुछ भी ऐसा रिलेटेबल आता है तो आपको लगता है इवन इफ द एक्टर इज एक्टिंग समथिंग लाइक दैट, तो आपको लगता है यार ये तो उसके जैसे कर रहा है, या तो ये उसके जैसे दिख रहा है, कॉस्ट्यूम इज लाइक दैट, तो वो होता है. लेकिन जब आप उसको कहाँ आप वो 2.5 मिनट के उसके कंपेयर करके, लेकिन जब आप पूरा 2 घंटे का फिल्म देखोगे और आप उस पैसेज ऑफ टाइम में रहते हो, स्ट्रीम ऑफ कॉन्शियसनेस आपका दूसरा चल रहा होता है, सो दैट्स टोटली डिफरेंट थिंग. So I want people to compare, and it's a good thing, and then they will only answer it.
Right.
So, you know, when you both have worked with directors like Mr. Bhansali, like I said, there was Mr. Vanga, Sandeep Reddy Vanga. Do you pick up certain things from these directors that eventually helps you as directors?
So, you know, we won't say pick up. There are some common things. There are things that are common between us and them, which is why they also happen to be close colleagues or friends, you know. So the passion that they have for their craft, be it Mr. Bhansali or Sandeep Reddy Vanga, that passion I think is common with how Siddharth and me are. You know, the way they approach their characters and their scenes is something, you know, they also want to say things. Scenes का जो treatment होता है बहुत different होता है.
Right.
हमें लगता है कि सिद्धार्थ और मेरा वो resonate करता है कहीं ना कहीं, because both the parties when they create something new they run to us to share it with us, you know. So there must be some common ground कि because of which उनको भी वो excitement होता है कि यार इनको बताना है, या हम कुछ बनाते हैं तो उनको दिखाते हैं. So that stays, you know. I don't think pick कोई कर सकता है किसी का style, क्योंकि आपका अपना ही एक होता है.
Exactly. I think, you know, like the last line she said, picking up is not possible only. Even if you want to. So, you know, the thing is basically, if a painter is given a job, you know, 2 painters are given the same assignment and they're looking at the same model and painting, it will be completely different because, you know, it is a thing like that. So is filmmaking actually. Like even if you watch 1,000 films and you make a film, it will be different from the 1,000 films that you watched. Because
of course.
So like Mr. Bhansali works in the biggest of budgets, you know, while we are extremely frugal, you know, when it comes to making films. So yes, there is a world of a difference in how those films are made.
Very lastly, because we don't have time, I also saw a lot of eyebrows being raised when Sandeep Reddy Vanga had come to, you know, launch the trailer. Because, you know, there has been so many words that has been just thrown at him, you know, misogynistic and God knows what. And your film is largely about women's autonomy.
Right.
And you have called him a misunderstood feminist as
Yes,
well.
yes.
Can you how do you like put it all together?
Okay. So I'll elaborate on that and tell you in very short. I think feminism is about treating men and women as equals. There are two directors who of all that we've worked with, Mr. Bhansali of course, and Sandeep Reddy Vanga, are people who treat women on their sets and their characters in a very, very just form. Okay. I think there are very few directors who listen to women as much as these two do. On a Sandeep Reddy Vanga set, I have felt very respected. I have been his friend and colleague. I can tell you for one. So I don't understand things that are thrown at him, these words that are, he's just labeled as this person that he's not. I think the women characters that he makes are strong enough. Just because he makes strong male characters, तो women weak क्यों हो गए यार? इतने weak है क्या women की एक alpha male आ गया तो हम कमजोर पड़ गए? That's not how it works. He just makes strong male characters, and I think his women hold on their own. Gitanjali, for example, in Animal, was a perfectly strong character. She stood her ground in front of Ranbir Kapoor at whatever points.
And she had agency.
She had some kind of a, and then these are characters. He's designing some characters and people are taking way too seriously, I feel. This don't need to.
Yeah, I know. People are very judgmental, I feel.
Yeah.
You can't call a director misogynist because he's made a character. Maybe अगर आपके definition में वो misogynist character है. By that logic, Mr. J.P. Datta is a soldier.
Yeah.
All his life is made a film on war, right?
Yeah.
But you can't judge a director. He might not be able to hold a weapon also, for that matter. How can you say that he is a warrior? है ना? So that is how it is. Maybe his films, in the world view of feminism, it is misogynist. चलो ठीक है, एक बार को मान लिया 1%, it is misogynist. That doesn't mean Sandeep Reddy Vanga is a misogynist.
Yeah, you're basically talking about separating the art from the artist.
बिल्कुल.
Yeah. Any last words on that? Separating the art from the artist? Anything that you want to say?
Yes, like in few cases,
Yeah.
like आपका आर्ट और आर्टिस्ट एक साथ जाता है, लेकिन when it comes on screen, like the character you play on screen and the person you are, it's totally different.
Yeah.
और जब वो difference होता है, then only of course there are some topics which you relate to,
Right.
which you want to say, और अपने अंदाज में आपको वो बताना है. अगर आप कोई alpha male दिखा रहे हो, even you are showing the weak women as if they are not. There are, right? ऐसा तो नहीं है.
Correct.
So there are, right? So I think आपको अपने अंदाज में, आपको अपनी भाषा में क्या बोलना है, किसको आप ज़्यादा तवज्जो दे रहे हो किसी टॉपिक को. So I think yeah, like she said कि हम लोग बहुत ज़्यादा serious ले रहे हैं. But I think it's about that only.
Yeah.
Like Monika is almost an alpha female in Dukaan.
Yeah.
That doesn't make the male characters weak.
Of
is
course,
what we
of
want
course.
to say,
Yeah, absolutely. No, but on that note, thank you so much. All the very best for Dukaan.
Thank you so much.
I have already fallen in love with your character, genuinely. You know how Mufat she is. She doesn't think twice before, just bashing someone up, and that's how. I
The
think
one
women
who's
should
listening, he or she thinks twice. ने क्या बोला?
No, but thank you so much. All the
Thank you
best.
so much.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Lovely talking to you.
Likewise.